Hi, loves. It's JAH. So this is something that has been brought to my attention, not because I want to pick on anyone or anything like that, but I want it to be understood. We have to, as a collective conscious, get back to understanding what is the implied intent of what we are saying and what we are doing. Because what's been happening is I realize you can say a sentence and people will pick one word out of that entire sentence, and then because they have some emotional trigger or attachment to that one word out of that sentence, that's all they listen to. They pay attention to the emotions that flare up and go right back to that energetic timeline where they never healed, someone took advantage of them, or they disagreed with it. That has nothing to do with what the word is itself. Now, I'm using this word interchangeably because people forget to say you believe or beliefs. I'm not bashing the act of believing because that's necessary for creation. But once something is created, to keep believing on something that's already been brought to fruition is saying that you don't trust what you believe. So you have to allow growth to constantly be a part of your sourcing when you're thinking of what someone else is trying to apply to you or what they're trying to say. So if I say I believe something this way, and then I say, well, I disagree, I believe it this way, well, then that's what you say in the EQ, emotional intelligence, says, well, I know what I mean, and I hear what they might mean. Let me try to cross-reference and see if we both have something that's applicable to what we both mean that makes sense. This is how we get to a proper understanding of using the proper dialogue with the proper connotations. You won't have to be thrown off by someone's tone because what they said was the implied intent that was meant to be given or delivered. This is very, very important because I've watched so many people in public and my family on TV getting into all these crazy ass fights over a simple disagreement over what a word means to them energetically. We use words to help build understanding and meaning. We don't use words to define ourselves. Saying justice does not define me. But saying justice, it does have a meaning to me based on the definition of what it was supposed to mean. And then I can conjure up an emotional, intelligent, cognitive answer that makes it applicable to my life, my perception, and my representation of self. Keep these things in mind anytime you speak, anytime you talk, because I'm not going to deal with any more people saying my tone sounds, well, it sounded like you said, honey, I'm from the ghetto. Grew up in a very nice family home, but we still had very ghetto personalities and understanding of how the world treats us. So what you might take a word as, I might take it as a totally different thing. That's why the moment of not letting ourselves get ostracized, criminalized, separated, and misunderstood by somebody else's upbringing of what we call demeanor. If I talk this way, that's my demeanor, versus if I talk like this. You know what I mean? That all, even if I said the same thing, those both have a character attached to them, which means a whole nother thing. So if this character says that word, that's what this means. That character couldn't possibly say a meaning this way that came out of mouth like this. That's exactly what Cardi B was saying. Just because she speaks a certain way does not mean she's not intelligent. Growing up from a family with broken English, that's what she knows. That is comfortable. That she's not saying she can't articulate. She's saying that's how she talks and she ain't gonna change it for nobody. That's exactly the same thing that we need to understand about anybody that we energetically approach. That's why I say people say, Juwan, you get along with everyone. Because what they're saying don't affect me. Until they show me what they mean or they act on what they mean, then it's just that, a belief. That's your belief. Have at it. All right, guys, I love you. I hope this makes sense. Use it where necessary. This emotional intelligence is a real thing. It don't matter if you are what we call peons in the regular world or somebody who runs the world. If you are not emotionally in tune with what a word means, where it came from, how it became what it is, and then you use it in your daily life and then someone's reacting to it, no, you don't have to change it, but you should understand that certain parts of words and certain parts of understandings of those words have triggers for people, and you should be able to explain it through so that you can help someone else grow. This is one of those moments of take them off the stairs and let them walk into the elevator with you so they stop sweating and fussing so hard. All right, guys, I love you. Mwah. Besos.